Good afternoon, friends and family. Welcome to my channel, Be the Alchemist. Hello, fellow alchemists. Hope your Saturday is lovely. I want to talk about we live life in we are working on ourselves, improving our well-being, our livelihood, working on our health, our finances, our happiness, and all of those wonderful things, right? We have to start seeing the connection on how everything is connected, interconnected, so that we know what we need to do to prepare for these changes and transitions in life. Sometimes I feel like we don't fully grasp what is really required for blessings to come in. So one of the main preparations to prepare for your blessings is healing. If you don't heal and you're just stuck in toxic energy, low vibrational energy, unhealthy energy, and you have all these imbalances, you're not putting your energy in alignment to receive these blessings and opportunities and rewards and things. And then in between the waiting period and the prepping, there are going to be tests. You're going to be tested to see if you've truly grown, or if you've truly matured, if you truly healed from certain things. You're going to be tested with things that you used to succumb to or fall into temptation with before. So the universe and divine source tests us when we are getting ready to transition and go into a new cycle or a new phase of our life. And you have to be able to be willing to make sacrifices. Are you willing to give up the things that are blocking your blessings and blocking the pathway and preventing new things from entering and coming into your life? Are you willing to give those things up? Whether that's a thought pattern, an attitude, a behavior, an old belief, a relationship, a person or people, a geographical location, a job. What are you willing to give up? Do you see the bigger picture and how greater will be the reward in the replacement of those things that you're giving up? Because if you're holding on so tightly, how are you going to be open to receive what's new? And if you don't have faith, you won't know that on the other side of you releasing and letting go and moving on, you're gonna, whatever you're moving on from or you're letting go of, is gonna be replaced with something way better and way greater, beyond your wildest dreams and what you thought you had at first. So we can't be so attached to money or situations or things or places or people. We can't be so attached to the point where we are preventing ourselves from having a greater expansive experience. You have to have a bigger picture point of view. You have to see the bigger picture of things. And the universe and source divine requires us to have a bigger picture point of view on things. If you have this like small-minded, tunnel vision type of perspective and mentality, you're gonna miss out every time. You're gonna miss out every time. So you have to prepare. You have to get your energy in alignment. You got to get your vibration up. Those that are on the spiritual journey and those that are earth school tutors and leaders and expansive thinkers, free thinkers, forward thinkers, thought leaders, spiritual teachers and whatnot, they are not saying this stuff because it's like trending. Like, these people are in these positions and hold these titles because they know the truth. They know what works. They know what gets results. I mean, a lot of people are not getting the life that they want because they don't get life in general. You don't get life. You have to get it. A lot of people don't get it. They think they know what's going on, and in their ego and in their, their oversized ego, they try to think and sound like, they know what they're talking about. But if you look at their life and if you look at the things that they've produced or what they can consistently maintain, whether that's, can you maintain peace? Can you maintain maturity? Can you maintain high vibrational energy? Can you maintain on a consistent basis? What can you maintain consistently? Or are you just all over the place and just like constantly succumbing to low vibrational energy and just always wanting to appear like you have your life under control when you really don't? And like, what is it? So I mean, you have to get it. We have to get it. Those that get life, they get life. That's what they have, a life, because they get it. Those that don't get life, they don't have life. So they're looking in other people's lane and other people's life and what they got going on, and it's like watching and waiting what others are producing and manifesting and creating for themselves. It's like, mind your business. Focus on you. Okay? Your life is your own. Find your niche. Find your lane. Find what makes you unique. Find what makes you uniquely you. Fall in love with that. And there you go. It's like some people, they're just too concerned with what other people have going on. I mean, I get it, but I mean, after a while, you have to focus and direct the energy on you. How are you gonna produce anything or have anything if your focus is over what other people are doing? Like, come on now. That's how you crash and burn. When we're traveling, our souls are traveling on this journey. You're looking over in someone else's lane and you're not focused on your forward path. You're gonna hit the wall. You're gonna hit the tree. You're gonna hit, whatever is that you're not paying attention to. So yeah, we have to know how to read energy. We have to know how to read ourselves and be honest with ourselves. Like, okay, this aspect of my character or my behavior or my pattern shit we think we're getting away with, we're not getting away with anything. Divine sees everything. The universe is actively aware, and we are connected to all that. And then too, I mean, we have to know when it's time to move on. We have to know when it's time to move on, when to cut people off, when to cut off bad habits and get on with it. I mean, what's more important to you? Like, is, you know, how important are the things to your life? Or are you just going to sacrifice for something that was temporary, or that was only, you know, something that was supposed to teach you a lesson and wisen you up, and then you move on? And then you have to alchemize the energy that is causing you to be so attached to whatever the attachment or the addiction or the habit or whatever it is, whether it's a person, place, thing. You know, like, what is the energy that is keeping you attached? That is what needs to be alchemized and transmuted. Otherwise, you're going to just continue to keep falling into, you know, reverting back to your comfort and what's familiar. I've reached a point in my journey, I don't give a fuck about I'm detached. I have learned detachment. Okay? And when I feel myself getting attached, I get to alchemizing. I get to transmuting that shit. I don't waste no time. Because, I mean, I love myself and I love my life that much. I'm not letting nothing stop me or get in my way, even if it's me and my own fuck shit. That's how you gotta be. Okay? And it's, you know, it takes time, but once you know what needs to be done and what needs to happen, time doesn't matter. Because I thought it was going to take me so long to, like, heal and get over things, especially when I started looking and comparing my life to other people's who was, like, further along and further ahead on their journey. And I was like, man, it's going to take me, you know, forever to get there. Not at all. Not at all. Once I handled and tackled and attacked the huge hindrances and blockages in my life, and I started to heal, like, honey, I was like, yo, it's like everything that is genetically encoded within me, when I started to heal and you know, build my relationship with the divine and with my higher self, and get my ego, put my ego in its place, honey, everything that was genetically encoded in my DNA turned on, activated. My intuition, like, what else? Wisdom. I'm like, yo, sometimes you're like, how do I know this stuff? But it's always been a part of me. It's just in this lifetime, in this incarnation, because of the work that I've done on myself, and, you know, the healing and the co-creating that I've done with my you know, my guides, my angels, you know, my ancestors, and with the divine, like, because this is a collaborative thing. Everything that we've done and we continue to do, you know, I just keep getting activated and upgrades, and it's all there. It can't turn on unless you do the work. You're not going to get activated. You're not going to get, you know, what needs to turn on, what needs to come online on the inside of you it's not gonna turn on if you're not. It's not if you don't do the work. If you don't, get the healing. I mean, healing is good. You have to see the bigger picture. I mean, we do get comfortable. We get comfortable with our attachments. We do. And see, that's the thing. Like, don't get comfortable. Don't get comfortable like that, because life is ever changing. Nature is ever changing. We're connected to nature. We're natural beings. Most of us. So you have to move with the flow of nature. Nature is changing. We change weather, seasons, climates, even energetically, the shifts that are happening that on the planet, just in the atmosphere, just, there's change happening. You're not changing with the changes. There's gonna be consequences for that. There's gonna be, that's just what it is. So, but yeah, you have to know. You gotta read your energy. You gotta read the energy of the situation. You gotta know when it's time to act, when it's time to be still, when it's time to pray, when it's time to meditate, when it's time to, remove your energy or separate yourself from others. You got to know when it's time to relocate, when it's time to change jobs. You got to know, you have to be so in tune with yourself that you know when it's time to act, when it's time to move, when it's time to speak, when it's time to shut up, when it's time to open up from the heart, when it's time to, listen to your intuition. I mean, you always should be listening to your intuition, but you just gotta know how to read the energy. Read your energy and know what needs adjusting and what needs to be added and what needs to be removed, what needs to be cut out. You got to read the energy of the whole overall situation of you and everyone else involved. You got to know how to read other people's energies. So you know where to fucking put them and what to do with them, and so you got to be tapped in. There's a lot of people who claim to be tapped in. They're tapped the fuck out. And yeah, and you can't be codependent on other people's spiritual energy and awareness and knowledge. You have to develop your own. You got to get your own. Okay? It's like no one's gonna make up for what you lack. I mean, yeah, maybe temporarily or for a time, but if it's divinely guided and meant for you to collaborate with another soul on whatever level, yeah, whatever they lack and whatever you lack, there's going to be a reciprocal equal trade-off. But even still, in that trade-off, the purpose of that trade-off is so that whatever each of you or whoever is involved is lacking, they're going to get training and education on how to develop that which what they lack. So that, you know what I mean, you guys can be self-sufficient and be strong independently and be a fucking powerhouse together, collectively and collaboratively. But yeah, if you're in is coming up weak and you have weaknesses and you don't work on strengthening these weaknesses, or it's a clear evident sign that you need to heal, or you're wounded and your wounds weren't healed, someone who's strong, who's stronger, or who was once wounded in the same way or similar way, they're not going to stick around too long. They're not going to stick around too long, because it's like, yo, this is starting to spill over into my life and what I got going on in my energy, and I can't, and they can be, they could be a good person, or whatever, but an unhealed good person is still no good. Still, you're damaged goods. Damaged goods. No matter how good of a person you are. So, yeah, there's that. And then too, like, everyone's spiritual support, our helpers, our guides, our ancestors, our angels, they're not going to allow an unfair, imbalanced situation to continue. Especially for someone who needs to do the work, and most definitely for someone who has been doing the work. They're gonna be like, oh no, y'all need to separate. Y'all need to go, y'all separate, because this is counterintuitive and counterproductive. Okay? So, and yeah, it can be hurtful, it can be disappointing, it can be a little painful, but hey, you're gonna grow through it. And then sometimes sometimes, sometimes going apart can come back together. I mean, if it's meant to be, but who knows? Who's to say? But you just do what needs to be done so that what needs to happen for everyone involved can happen. That's the bigger picture. Like, don't make it selfish or make it about you or anything like that. And it's not about what you're losing or missing out on. It's about what you're gaining. Focus on what you're gaining. That's what it's about. It's like, okay, what am I gaining? What am I going to get? And it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a blessing. It's going to be transformative. You're going to be better. Everyone's going to be better. And that's what it's about. All right, guys. So, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Saturn day. I hope this helps someone. I encourage you guys to continue to be the most healed, highest versions of you and alchemize your best life. This is Be the Alchemist. All right, I'm signing off. Take care and peace out.